Welcome back to Whimsical Farm. Tonight we are going to do the precision T-bone steaks. 2 steaks, and I've got a printout that shows exactly what we're going to do. I will put that as part of the YouTube. I put this on the table. It's going to be so precise, and the dogs came out here and put their big seal of approval on there. So that's how that goes. But anyway, as you can see, we've got everything laid out. We've got a table out on the front porch. It is evening time. The time is 8 o'clock, and everything is looking good. We've got a couple of dogs. You notice we got a rifle on the table. The rifle, the purpose of having an AR-15, when you're cooking on a farm, you need an AR-15 handy with 30 rounds, a nice red dot. That's in case there's a bear shows up or a bunch of wild dogs. So anyway, the first thing we're gonna do is get this grill ready. So let's take a look at this pattern. I've got, this is a pattern we ran on the charcoal. 55 briquettes dead center of your Weber in a pyramid shape. So the base is 5x5, 25 pieces. 4x4 is the next layer. 3x3, 2x2, and then 1x1, which 1 times 1 is still 1. So that'll give us a total of 55 pieces. Let's have a look and see if that actually exists. Look at that right there in the Weber grill. We've got a 5x5, a 4x4, a 3x3, and a 2x2, which is 4, and then 1. And that K that you see right there on the top, that lets you know that you're working with some really good charcoal. That's Kingsford charcoal. So let's go ahead and light this grill off, and we'll see how she does. I soaked that with some fluid, so we're gonna let that get good and hot. Wait till that turns gray, nice and silvery gray, and then we know it will be ready to go. So what are we gonna put on there? We're gonna put a grill, of course. Let's go ahead and set that grill on there. And that's the top grate. We'll put him on there. So we got him on, that's centered up. Oh, that's beautiful. So what's gonna go on there once it gets good and hot? Well, we've got a brand new piece of iron. This is a flat griddle that came from Walmart. This griddle is a really cool griddle. It's great for 2 or 3 different jobs. You can see it's got the ribs on one side, and we are gonna be cooking the steak on the flat part because we want something that'll really brown that steak good and then also catch all the juices. That's a mistake that people make. When they cook on a grill, they'll throw a steak on that grill and they'll cook trying to put the flames on the grill, and they're all excited. Hey, I'm cooking a steak on a grill. And every drop of fat and juices that they're cooking falls off into the fire and the coals and the bottom of the grill, and that is calories and protein and flavor that you just wasted. So in the carnivore lifestyle, we do something totally different. We use the heat of the grill, so we take a load off our wife. She doesn't have to be in the house fooling around with trying to cook a steak. But I have watched some professionals, and you know what the professionals teach? They are very good at cooking steaks. We're talking about French chefs, German chefs, American chefs. They have all switched over to iron. They cook that steak in a pan. They put some good quality butter. The butter we're gonna use today is this butter right here. Kerrygold butter. That is from Ireland, Irish butter. Kerrygold. We will wait until the steak has taken some of the heat out of the iron, and we're gonna cook it to rare, which is about 120, 125 degrees, somewhere in that range. And then we're gonna have these nice iron cows right here, and we will take the T-bones out and throw them onto this iron cow. And each person, my wife and I, will have a nice T-bone steak laying on that piece of hot iron. So the whole time you're eating the steak, it's cooking. So it will go from a rare steak at 120, 125 degrees. In short order, it will step right on up to medium rare, which is what my wife likes. Even though we're cooking it rare on the grill, we will run it hot enough to get it browned very good on both sides. We're going to cook 3 minutes, 3 minutes, and then we will hit it with a digital temperature probe, which will be coming out soon. So here's the part you need. You need 2 wooden pads for your iron, and I'll give you the link to that. You need 2 good quality steak knives. That's a Cutco, and those were sold to us by a good friend years ago. That was Robbie Casey sold us those. Robbie Casey's a good young lady, and she was into sales at the time and sold us those Cutcos, and they are fantastic blades. They've got a really sharp edge. It's a very heavy serration, and we have used these already for years and years, and they have not lost their edge. And boy, when you're sitting down to a $20, $30 steak, you want a precision surgical instrument to cut that thing into pieces that fit your mouth perfect, where you can really enjoy it. And the Cutco is the tool for the job. And some nice simple stainless steel forks. So and this little spatula here, that's a Walmart special. That's a Grill Expert Grill, and I really like the looks of it. This will be the first time we use it. It is a $5 extra long stainless steel spatula. It's polished, and it has sharp edges front, rear, and side to side, right, left, and front, like that. We've got a Wusthof German blade in case we need to cut something. We got our salt and pepper, and we have our striker, which we've already used. The only thing I don't have out here right now is the digital probe, but we'll get it out here soon. Let's let this fire go ahead and cook down until we get a gray, and then we will be in business soon. So please come back, stick with us, and we will cook some beautiful T-bone steaks soon. Over and out for right now. Welcome back to Whimsical Farm. As you can see, it got dark on us all of a sudden but we are not going to stop filming the video. So here's what we got. We got 2 beautiful T-bones. Now, I have learned this from the professionals. When you have a good quality steak, always let it sit out until it reaches up to room temperature. So we have done that, and probably not full room temperature, but close to it. It's been out for a couple of hours. And some people get real nervous. They think that the steak is going to get ruined. But unless it's chicken or pork or something like that that spoils easy, beef is not known for that. So it's just fine to go ahead and leave it out, but you do not want to have it be soaking wet when you are putting it on the grill. So the wetness of the steak surface will make it steam instead of browning. So you want to take a paper towel and go ahead and get serious with it and get all that moisture off of it. And let's flip it over. We're going to do this to both sides. Filming this by myself. My wife will help me out here in a little while. But for right now, we're going to beat that steak up a little bit and get that moisture out of it and get the little water that's on the surface. And some people think that this will make the steak where it's dry, but it's just water. Any piece of meat that's been cut is going to have water on it. So now the next step is we're going to add our just plain salt and pepper. My wife is very big on this. I'm going to get around the other side. Maybe I won't make as much shadow. She is very big on tasting the meat, and I am the same way. I want to be able to taste that ribeye steak. This is a high-dollar steak, so we're going to go ahead and put some salt on there, a good portion of salt. Make sure it gets on the fat. Salt all over it, best we can. Try to be precise with that. And lots of salt. It's not going to hurt anything. Some of it will drip off. Lots of black pepper. Only thing we're using on this is salt and black pepper. We don't want any garlic or any special flavor. So we just want it to taste like just a steak, T-bone steak off the cow. And so that's what we're doing. Salt and pepper. That's her request. And your purists that really like good quality steak off of a good quality cow, that's what they want. So let's go ahead and turn this over. We'll turn it like that, like that. It's already starting to moisten up a little bit. And we just do not want that moisture. We don't want water. So hit it one more time with a paper towel, one more time with a paper towel. Get that water out of the picture. And then some salt. Cover that little blood spot up. And a little bit of salt. I'm hitting that salt right on that fat, because that fat right there is going to be absolutely delicious. And it's going to be delicious stuff. You can always add a little bit more salt, so don't get too carried away on that. You do want plenty, but you don't want to overdo it. You can always add salt. I like to do what we call base salt, which is enough to say you got it salted good, and you can always add more. Black pepper, you won't hurt it. Most of that black pepper will fall right off while you're cooking. So there's what we got. Now, let's take a look at our situation here, because everything has changed a little bit. It got dark on us in a hurry. It was 8 o'clock when we started. It's already probably 8:30. So let's go ahead and put this steak right onto the iron. That iron should be hot by now. It's right on the front porch. And we're going to slap it on there and see if it makes a sound. Oh, yeah. Got just enough light that you can see what we're doing. We're eating steak here. So there it is. There's steak, and I'm going to start my timer on my watch. We are exactly at 8:42. We want to cook this 3 minutes per side and see how that does. 3 minutes per side. Now, obviously, I'm not going to run the full video for 3 minutes, so I will get right back with you when we do the flip. And then after we do the flip and cook 3 more minutes, we're going to start adding some of that beautiful Kerrygold butter. If you put the Kerrygold on up front, that iron is just too hot, and that Kerrygold, as nice as it is, will burn. If that turns dark brown, you have gone too hot on your butter. So, although that iron is good and hot, we want to let the steak absorb some of that heat, and after it pulls some of the heat off that iron, then after the side 1, side 2 flip, we will add the butter, and then that fat and au jus off the steak will be cooking down on the iron. It'll start making us a drip tray, and we'll add the butter to that, and I'm telling you, we can start spatulosis, put that up back on top of the steak, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. This is what the pros do. We're following the methodology of the pros. We're cooking it up to 120, 125, and then they'll get parked over here on this little iron cow and served it to my pretty wife, and she will love it. So be right back with you soon. Over and out for now. Okay, welcome back. We are to the next phase, which is flipping of the steak. This is 3 minutes into it, and I am very excited to see what this is going to look like with the flip. Let's go ahead and give it a flip here. Oh, it's not stuck. Let's see if we got any blackness here. I got to be careful here. Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful steak. See that? That is beautiful. I added a little bit of Kerrygold butter. Let's do another flip right here. I got to be really careful because I'm videoing and flipping both. And there is a beautiful steak. We'll get that where it's lined up good. Line that one up good. T-bone facing down. And T-bone facing down. Let's get them lined up. This is a precision steak cooking, so we want everything to be very precise. And the next step, that's 3 minutes into it. 2 beautiful T-bones. Those are not cheap, just to give you a heads up. Not bragging about it. We had some help on this, but the next step is we're going to add some of this right here. See that Kerrygold right there? This is, yeah, that's a piece of Kerrygold butter right there. We're going to add that right into the mix. Watch this. I chop that like a madman. I'm not mad, but a little bit crazy. And there we go with that. And now you got that Kerrygold butter, and it is doing what it's supposed to do. Gosh, I'm telling you, there's something about having charcoal. I feel like the cavemen years ago, they figured out when you cook the meat over the fire, there's just something special about it. Now, notice, this is very important. I hope you get this above everything else. This juice off this steak is not going down in the fire. That au jus, the fat renderings, the everything about this. I know let me pull this grill over just a little bit. I'm probably going to overturn the whole world here. I don't want it to be in the shadow. There we go. So that thing, both those steaks are sitting there in the juice. They are not dry, and they are not losing anything. And put this big old Wusthof German knife blade on it, and that is absolutely wonderful. So I started my timer. We're about halfway through on that side. Let's go ahead and probe this and see how close we are, because we really want to be kind of close to rare and see where we're at. It won't take very long to get there when you're doing this. Okay, see, we're at 77, so that's definitely not the 125 target. That's it, that's 100, 103. Let's try again over here. There's 138, so we are there on that one. Depends on where you're at. There's a 97, 95. There's a 109, so we're getting close. We're getting close. So it won't take very much longer. We'll probably flip this one more time, and then we'll go over to our little iron cows and add a little bit more butter, and we will be ready for a delicious meal. So thank you for watching, and we'll be right back. Okay, after our second flip, I did a quick temperature test. Everything within the steak from one end to the other is in the 120 to 125 range. So the very next step, if I could do this very carefully, is we want to transfer those over to their nice little, what looks like a cow. This kind of seems funny, but we're going to put it on the cow. And there's that steak. He is going to a hot little cow. And that's a little iron cow. See if I can get that right. He ain't going nowhere. And we got another one here going to iron cow. He is fine. We'll add a little bit of butter to that here just in a second. So these little guys come with a special handle. You can see that right there. There's the handle. And you grab it, and then you go to their little wooden board. It will not fall. There's a little wooden board right there. And you go until you get it right. The little four little eggs go down in there, and there's that. Okay, next one. We got to go fast because I got a nice hungry wife here and a nice hungry me. And we're going to put this right where it goes. Let's go. Oh, see that? See that? Once he sits down in there, he's good to go. And then the last step, very last step, this is important, is take that Kerrygold right there and gently cut it in half. That's a whole stick. We're spending some money here, but it's worth it. Lay that right on top of the steak. Now remember, if you're a carnivore, you're not scared of fat. Fat is not your enemy. Fat is your fuel. So there are two beautiful steaks. Let's get these set up now. We're going to take this and do some sliding and gliding here. Let's get this big old thing out of the way. Honey, if you would, please grab that right there and get it out of the picture. That. And there she goes. It's gone. And the next step is we want to be able to enjoy our air condition. So I'm going to move that little cow right there. That little cow right there. And wow, I got the grill. He is sitting right here on the edge of the porch. Let's get him out. This is me trying not to make a big mess, blow everything up, burn everything down. And so far, so good. So did that. Let's shut this door. This is craziness. Shut this door so we can enjoy the air conditioning. Now let's take a look at what we got. You can go ahead and grab the water if you would, dear. So here's what we've got. We have a beautiful T-bone steak. He is cooked to rare, and now that iron is finishing him up to medium rare. This one over here, listen to him sizzle. That little bad boy, he is sizzling. I'm telling you, that's a beautiful thing. So while you're sitting there eating your steak, it does not get cold. It will not have any bright red meat in the middle with red juices. It won't have any of that. It's just going to be delicious. We got the Precision Cutco knife and a fork. And I would love to talk to you about this more, but guess what? It is time to eat. So you got to watch how you cook 2 precision T-bone steaks. You know the count on the barbecue grill, how much charcoal, you know exactly how long to run each side, you know the digital temperature, and you got the piece of iron to add on to it. So I hope you enjoy this video, and come back and visit us here at Whimsical Farm. This is Carnivore Diet. We do not have any mashed potatoes, no ho-hos, no beans, no starches, no cakes. We're going to sit down and eat 2 T-bones, enjoy the evening movie, and we thank you for coming to visit with us, and we hope you enjoy it. And you can copy everything we got. I will add a picture of the instructions at the end of the video. Thank you very, very much. Please hit the like and subscribe. Bye-bye.